Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Blacksmith's Friends. For me, Robert.
With me, Pete.
Man, like Mo. Out here, the way man started yawning as soon as the thing started. Yeah, it's
I
mad.
know, it's not professional.
Bad sign.
I know.
But this is 2023. Welcome to the
Come on.
furnace. New year, new us. Same fire.
Same mode.
Actually, new fire. There's a new fire.
Has anyone written the date 2022 yet?
Nah, not yet. You know, I've been journaling every day, and every day I've been impressed that I've written 2023.
I think I wrote 2023 when I was supposed to write 2022, though. I don't know if that counts.
Oh, like last year.
Yeah, no. So
yesterday,
I was doing some finance stuff, and I needed to write last year's date, but wrote this year's date.
man, backdating payments. Yeah,
Trust
Bring
me.
me in, fam. Bring me in.
No fraud around here. You know,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys. Hope you had a good Christmas. And Peter, I must say, I need to actually say well done for actually putting out that episode on Christmas Day. You did well. I didn't think you'd do it, but you did it. So I need to give you your props.
Stress.
And you know what? I need to just go through something that I've experienced so far in the new year.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do better at keeping in touch with people. Right.
Still haven't called me, but cool.
No, like that.
Hasn't been off to a good start, I must say.
He hasn't even messaged the group.
Guys, it's not about you, it's about me. Thanks. and so it was like a very good I say very good friend. It was a very good friend of mine's birthday yesterday. So I called her. She said, "Oh, happy birthday." All of that good stuff. And she tells me that. So I was like, "Oh, how's your son doing?" She's like, "Oh yeah, he's cool. 18 months, all of that good stuff." And then she tells me that he's giving birth again. I said, "Huh?" I didn't even know you were pregnant. But it turns out that a few months ago, I think it was in November, she sent me a video. It's like, you know, when those videos where you and the family like doing stuff in the video. So I watched a bit of it. It was 2 minutes long. It just looked like a family video, so I didn't even watch it. Turns out, if I'd gotten to the end, I would have seen that it was the baby, the gender reveal for her second baby.
So you didn't watch the video to the end?
No.
And that was useful information.
It was.
Bro, this guy be dropping like 12-minute voice notes, and he can't watch a 2-minute video.
Not a WhatsApp video.
I swear I always have at the back of my mind a fear that if I don't finish something, there will be something important at the end that will then come back and bite me out. Like
Couldn't you even
like that thing?
Yeah, and so Andrea legit went through my phone last night and answered all the messages I haven't replied to yet on my behalf. And so I'm seeing that as a fresh start, putting the line in the sun. From now on, I'm going to respond to all my
So you say
messages.
putting the line in the sand or putting the line in the sun?
In the sand. And so this year, I'm going to be so much better with responding to people's messages. I'm going to try at least.
Sorry, I'm still on. If she's got an 18-month son, that means she got pregnant 9 months after he was born.
Pretty much. No. Hold on. No, he's 18 months now, and she just gave birth in December. So
So 9 months.
Yeah.
After. Wow. Right. Okay. That's back to back, yo.
I know, right?
Bro.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So
Do I know this person?
yeah, you might know. Yeah.
No names.
That's okay.
You can't edit this one out because it's live, bro.
No, but it's not nothing crazy. No, it's not someone from uni. It's like a friend from my personal life. I don't know if you met her. I think you met her at one of the poetry things that I used to do.
Because I have an idea. I think I know who you're talking
If
about.
anything, just drop the name in the chat because the chat is the thing.
Wait, who do you think it is? First letter of the name?
I don't know the first letter of the name, but this if I say it, you might give it away completely. Did they have anything to do with anyone that was on a talent show?
No.
Okay, cool.
Like, we don't talk no more, boy.
Right, that
We
makes
don't talk
sense.
no more, boy.
That makes sense. Cool.
We don't talk no more.
Cool. All right.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's my
let's.
Filipino friend. It's my Filipino friend. We met.
Oh
in-
no, I thought it was a Nigerian. I could have asked. That would have been much more vague question to ask.
Say
Was
Nigerian.
yeah, or
Oh, okay.
Caribbean.
I think I know you're talking
Black.
about. Yeah.
Black should have been the one I should have asked for. Yeah.
How did we got Nigerian black?
Covers more ground.
Yeah. But no. But yeah, so I'm going to try and do better. I'm going to try and reach out to people more.
Cool.
But you know,
Good luck.
I don't know if it's just me, but there's just this fatigue that I get when it comes to having to talk to people, message people and stuff. Is that just me, or is that an actual thing?
That's just you.
Yeah, I think it's you,
Just
bro.
you.
So that you guys always answer all your messages.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
I get annoyed if there's messages unread and stuff that I haven't addressed.
Do you know what?
Unless I'm not
There's a-
going to. Like, there's stuff I'm not going to. Like,
There are a couple groups that I've muted, and I'm just leaving it unread.
yeah.
I've just in my head, I'm just like, you're muted, unread. I don't want to come out, but you're just muted. But other than that, I'll at least open it to have the notification off.
Well, you know, you can do like silent leaving of groups now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but then you've left.
Yeah, just in case there's
It's
some
such a
information
passive
that you
aggressive
want.
thing as well.
No, but if you don't want to be in the group and it's muted anyway, and you're not gonna like read the messages anyway, you might as well just leave it.
No, there's a few groups that I've muted, and every now and then I'll go back in and check what's going on. And it's groups like that I get like useful information from, and there are good people in. Just sometimes not tired of getting in touch, but sometimes there's just too much information. I can't keep up. And so it's like I have to go back, and then by the time I go back, you know, it's obviously moved on, and it's like, cool, I'll just be quiet. But I don't want to leave. I just can't keep up keep up with everything.
Okay, fair enough.
Cool. Well, I believe Mo is in our hot seat.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Want to go first, Peter?
We need a sting for like sorry not sorry. Like
What?
a theme song. Like a jingle.
Sorry, not sorry. You know what? Yeah,
Work on it.
I was on Instagram today, and then there's this guy. How can I even explain this? So there was a guy who was eating chicken at 1 a.m. in the morning, right? And then he made a song out of it. And then someone made a song out of the song that he made. It was the most fire thing ever. I'll put it in the group.
Why have you got a foam roller just waving around the screen?
It's on my hand.
The foam roller inside the foam roller is for your hands.
No, there's only one.
Yeah, but your hand is inside of it.
Yeah.
Doing what?
You're just there. Sometimes there's no method to the madness. It's just madness.
Got that right?
Let me get the
Cool.
questions, lads.
I've got an easy one. I'm gonna lob you one. Given Robert's pipe dream of being more responsive this year, is there anything you're gonna be doing differently this year?
I think so. This is a bit more. I think I'm gonna be pursuing a lot less amount of information.
Okay.
Does that mean less social media?
No, so not so much social media, but
You're gonna read less. You're intentionally dumbing yourself down.
not not even read less, because I think I'm still going to be reading the same amount, but I'm going to reread a bit more narrow the scope of my reading.
Okay.
But within those narrow areas, read broadly. Yeah, just this notion of not wanting to fall into the endless pursuit of knowledge, the endless pursuit of, like, there's a difference between learning and never stopping learning, and and just acquiring knowledge for the sake of acquiring knowledge. Because I feel like you can have information, but then you need to process that information to turn it into usable knowledge that you can actually apply. Because there's information, there's knowledge, and there's wisdom. Information is just knowing 1+1. Knowledge, like, yeah, that's information. Knowledge
So
is actually being able to,
there's a quote that says, knowledge is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad.
like that. Wisdom is actually knowing how to apply the knowledge that you have. When you have information, knowledge is understanding it,
That's not bad.
and then wisdom is is actual application. And so, yeah, we're in a space where there's an abundance of information, and there's this endless pursuit to acquire all the information. And I'm like, I would rather push things into knowledge and wisdom rather than acquire more information. So I wanna pursue that a bit more. So yeah, I want to experience stuff rather than reading so much. So yeah, I'm gonna shift it to conversations and more application rather than just sitting down and reading books. We'll see how that goes, but yeah.
That's dope.
My question. Okay, so this is a 3-part question.
Bro, you look amputated.
I need to put it down. All right, 3-part question. Part 1.
And he picks it right back up.
questions. I'll call 3 questions at once. 1, in your opinion, should paternity tests be compulsory? 2, should Christian husbands waive the rights to compulsory paternity tests if they were compulsory? 3, if a Christian man finds out that a child is not his, what is the biblical stance on whether he should continue to raise it or not, or whether he should dash it to the other father or send out for adoption?
So should paternity tests be compulsory? I would say yes, because we are living in a trifling world. Fact. We're living in a trifling world.
18 years, found out it wasn't his. I ain't saying she's a gold digger.
Should Christian husbands waive that right? No. Just because she's a Christian doesn't mean she's immune to cheating.
Peter, why are you shocked at us?
And you know what? Like, in all honesty, my point of view is I'm not taking this test because I distrust you.
Why are you taking the test then?
It's procedure.
If it's compulsory.
Yeah, it's just procedure. Like, I'll get it done. And obviously, apart from like 2 years down the line, oh, he's got my nose, he's got my forehead, he's got my ears. There's like striking resemblances and stuff. But obviously, you get babies that are throwbacks and blah blah blah. Like, it would solve a lot.
Yeah, babies that are what?
Throwbacks in terms of
earlier in your
genetically.
ancestry sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Man's thinking you're throwing a baby back. And in terms of, so yeah, I would say still, I would still go for it. It's not a case of like you cheated on me or anything like that. But unfortunately, Christian couples do cheat. Christian couples do find themselves in situations where a child might not be the father's. And so just because you're a Christian couple does not mean you are immune to these things, unfortunately. and literally it only takes one night or one unprotected sexual like encounter for a lady to get pregnant. And so yeah, it could just be a bad mistake and then it happened. And I'm not, so yeah, like, is no, unfortunately it happens. So yeah, I would say yes, let's do it. Car, there's a bag of man paying child support and raising kids that ain't theirs.
Jeez.
If you're Christian or not, I'll still, yeah, just do that. Peace of mind, you're good. Bro, I know man them. I know man them. Social workers try to get involved, like the whole 9 yards, and you weren't his. Like his name was being dragged up in court and that, and then the kid wasn't his. So yeah, I know what it could be like, and even if like, yeah. And the last one, if you find out the kid isn't yours, should you still raise the child? I'm like, yo, that is entirely up to you. That is entirely down to your discretion, your faith, your relationship. If I say no, fam, Joseph still raised Jesus.
Not the same thing.
Yeah, because God told him to raise
the
him.
same thing.
No. Fam, did you know? And you know, to be fair, an angel had to go to Joseph, because it would have been a madness. But the thing is, yeah, like I was thinking about it. I was reading through Luke, and I was thinking about it. Yeah, I'm like, Elizabeth got pregnant. She was in like her second trimester, I believe. The angel comes to Mary. Mary leaves to go see Elizabeth, stays until the baby is born, comes back pregnant. You were gone for 3 months. You come back to the house pregnant, and you expect me to believe it was an immaculate no.
No, but you have to understand. Joseph didn't believe.
He didn't.
Like he didn't. Despite Mary being good, he actually didn't believe and was prepared to divorce her.
To bounce. And the thing, when I was deep in it, I was like, yo, this timeline, I'm like, Joseph, I hear you. This timeline don't add up. I hear you.
That's 3 months unaccounted for, bro.
That's 3 months unaccounted for. I know you went to the high priest's house and that, yeah, but you're moving mad. She came back 3 months pregnant. Nah, you're moving mad. And so, yeah, an angel had to come to my man. But, humanly speaking, even with the angel coming to Joseph, given the time and the implication, it still had a consequence. In that Joseph can't say, yo, this is the Son of God. He had to hold it. He had to hold it.
He had people thinking that his wife was loose, and he had to just be like,
It's either that your wife, it's either that your wife was doing something mad when she went to Elizabeth's house, or you were moving mad. And he had to hold it. And so, humanly speaking, he still had to hold it. He still had to navigate that.
The Pharisees dropped the line to Jesus like, yo, we
You're
know
a
who our
Samaritan,
father
and
is.
you know, like that. You know, and you're also like, you're a Samaritan and you have a demon. Where it's like, yo, like you were born out of wedlock. You were conceived out of wedlock, should I say. And so there was an implication, and legally speaking, with Joseph still taking on Mary and Jesus, he was affirming Jesus as his son. And so he had taken on that responsibility to be like, yo, I'm going to raise you as my child, as my firstborn child.
So then,
yeah.
With that story in the Bible, shouldn't that mean that all Christians should take on?
No.
It's not
It's not even my question. Sorry.
No. It doesn't mean that. because again, this in like off the jump is a unique circumstance in that angel came, bro. Unless an angel comes to me, my wife, nah, dead.
Two instances in the Bible where I'm like, if it was me, I would still say no. Abraham, when God said, kill your son. And then Joseph, when the angel said, I was still be like, oh, but even the devil can come as a, can make himself appear.
Facts.
Straight.
Facts. So yeah, so I would definitely say weigh the implications of the decision.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's a case of it's a fresh relationship, this is the first child, implications will be much less. But if you are like 10 years deep or whatever, there's other kids involved, and then this one isn't yours, implications are like it's much worse. It reaches a lot more people. Like your lives are a lot more integrated at this point. And so there'll be a lot more things to kind of work through. So I would literally say, yo, it's a case by case situation.
Okay, so what would you do based on where you are now in your marriage with your children?
Firstly, God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid. Touch wood.
Fam.
Touch what wood?
Fam, touch the cross.
Which is wood.
But the thing is, yeah, I think in my unique situation, having already had a child, having 2 more children here, 3 children, like I would have to work through the sense of betrayal. That I'll be overwhelmed with the sense of betrayal. And then I would have to process, yo, I've spent 9 months anticipating this child as mine. I've invested 9 months going through all the scans and blah, blah. And that's going to add to the betrayal. Because you would have had some sort of doubts and stuff as to whatever.
What if you found that at like 3 months pregnancy? First trimester things.
Oh, so I'm going through the whole thing knowing.
Yeah.
Then it would, we would need some serious marriage counseling. Serious marriage counseling. Because my immediate thing would be what led you to this point of infidelity? What led you to this point of infidelity? Recognizing that, yes, I need to hold you accountable for your actions, but how did I contribute to this as well? And so we're going to need some marriage counseling and stuff. And based off of what comes through the marriage counseling, yo, I might just have to keep it moving. But the thing I know that if I keep it moving, I doubt I'm going to get married again. Like, it's just going to be long trying to navigate all of these things. And I know that for me, that's just going to be long. That I might end up backsliding if I don't get married again. It's just long. So yeah, I don't ever hope to be in that situation. But I would actually rather want to know than like 18 years down the line or however long down the line, man's invested, you got my last name, like, yo, man's building the trust fund for you, only to realize, yo, you're not, brother.
What about for you, Peter? So 3 months into pregnancy, just after the born, and then 18 years.
No, I've always said, like, I won't be able to deal with it. I can't. I don't have the heart for it. Yeah, I'm out.
Peter's out.
I'm out. And I mean, at 18 years, I'm out, but not out of the kid's life, because at 18 years, that's my kid, regardless. You know, that's my kid. I've invested in, with regards to, with respect to the kid, we're cool with respect to marriage, I don't think I can. And I'd expect the same if the tables were turned. I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't be comfortable with forgiveness if I was to step out.
Yeah.
Thus, I wouldn't be able to give it if I step out as well.
How about you, Robert?
I'd stay if the baby went to go live with the dad.
I think you've said some nonsense like this before.
It's not nonsense. It's not nonsense. Because the baby has a dad somewhere out there.
Opinion, still
The
nonsense.
baby has a dad out there somewhere. The baby can stay there. And
So what? So wait, hold on. Let me think this through. You want Mrs. to nurture this baby for 9 months, and then deliver this baby, and then just hand it over and not have anything to do with the baby anymore.
I'm not going to tell us to get an abortion because I don't believe in abortion.
No, but then
What I'm saying
is that
is
practical?
is like for Mrs. to not have anything to do with the baby after the baby's born.
I'm saying that baby will forever be a reminder of the infidelity that you brought into this marriage. So it's either you choose the baby or you choose me. That's it.
But no.
Yeah.
But the thing is, but hold on. But the thing is, yeah, like not every woman, but women who are wired right, but after they give birth, they're very maternal, and there is a level of affection for the child. If baby was going to go live with dad, but mum wants to see the baby, would you facilitate that? Because now then you are actually bridging, or you're creating a bridge for them to have more communication.
No, then you can't. Oh, it's all no time, no resources, none of my money is going to that child, and my money is your money. That's a shared account. That means we sharing that money.
I mean, her coochie was meant to be yours, but
That's what I'm saying. But
you're sharing the coochie.
but I think that
you might as well share the wallet too.
I think where I am at the moment, I think I could eventually get over the adultery. But I know me stuck in my ways, having a sin baby there present.
Sin baby.
It's a sin baby, bro.
The baby is the only one innocent in this.
Facts.
Yeah, but it's still a sin baby.
The thing as well is, yeah, if yeah, you were like, yo, kid, go live with the dad, we're gonna continue doing our thing. Legally, the man can slap your missus with child support.
Not if he's earning more than she is.
No, regardless. Joint, so long as the baby is yours, regardless of however much the parent who's taking care of the kid is making, you will still get slapped with child support, and it will still be the same amount looking at your income and taking a percentage out.
I think I know enough dads that don't pay child support that I think I'd be happy to be one in this situation.
But you're not going to be the one not doing it. It's
child support,
bro,
to the wife.
Nah, there are better guys that have got court-ordered child support payments that they don't make.
Bro, if as I said, if the guy is trying to be spiteful, if you start missing child support payments,
not even spiteful. If the guy is wanting to take care of the kid, and those child support payments are necessary for the kid's well-being.
Okay, then the kid's just gone out for adoption. Then that's it.
So why are you punishing the kid for the mother's?
Like that, you're willing to put this child into an unknown person's house.
You guys are happy to break up a marriage and allow the child to be a statistic of a black child growing up in a single parent household, which statistically makes them more likely to go to jail, to be more psychologically unhinged, and all of that stuff. And you're saying I'm the bad guy. That's crazy.
But the thing is, yeah. But the
At
thing
least
is, yeah.
if they go to a system, they at least have a chance to go to a good family.
Have you seen the statistics of the systems?
I said there's a chance. I didn't say guarantee.
Because the thing is, yeah, if we split, at least the child that isn't mine is still with its biological parent.
But then you still have to pay child support anyway. Then
I don't. I may pay child support for my children, not for that one.
yeah, but then that money will go towards that one as well, though. I don't want no money going towards that one, so you can go up for adoption, bro.
Bro, you're punishing the kid because your wife made a mistake.
I'm not punishing the kid.
You are.
The kid.
You are punishing.
I
the kid
am.
because your wife made a mistake.
But in all honesty, it may be crazy to say my marriage is more important to me than a child that isn't mine. That was born out of sin and adultery with my wife.
Bro, even though the child isn't yours, the child is your wife's.
Are you going to stay with the wife after she's given birth to this child, though? That's what are you talking about?
If I don't, bro, you can't punish the child because she messed up.
Bro, by you leaving the marriage, the child is being punished because it's going to grow up in a single parent household.
It isn't. I'm not punishing the child because I'm not throwing the child into a system with so many gaps, so many loopholes, so many ways in which this child can get, like, bro, it's mad. Like,
but you are depriving the child of having a father in their life.
No, I'm not.
Which is maybe even worse than going into the system,
bro. But what makes you think that after you leave, she ain't gonna get with a man?
Because let me not say nothing. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. Oh, my inner Kevin Samuels almost came out there for a second. Shout out to all the baby mamas out there,
fam. Because my thing is just, it is my hurt isn't towards the child. My hurt is towards my wife.
But for me, the child will always be a reminder of the hurt that the wife has caused. PTO, you're silent.
Sorry, I was saying the woman herself is a reminder of the hurt. She's the one that did it.
Facts.
No, because you can forgive your wife and you can think about it, but it won't have the same pain. But looking at that child every day, it's kind of like having like your wife's ex still being friends with them, you know? It's that constant reminder all the time of what has happened in the past.
The ex isn't a reminder. It's your wife that's a reminder. The ex ain't done nothing to you.
No, because you know that your wife has had exes, except for Peter. You know that your wife has had exes, right? Mm-hmm. And that's fine. Because, you know, everyone's got their past. But it's going to strike you away if your wife is still spending time with that ex.
Still around.
Yeah. And it's just the ex that's causing that thing in your heart, not your wife, because the wife's with you all the time.
Nah, bro. Because then if your wife is still spending time with her ex, then the question is about boundaries and your wife's boundaries. Mm. Yeah. So even though the ex is still a problem, but that raises up deeper rooted issues, which is your wife's boundaries and how she's honoring the marriage. Yeah. I know. So you can't externalize, bro. It's not somebody else's responsibility to safeguard your marriage.
100%.
It's your responsibility. Is the two people who are married is your responsibility to safeguard the marriage. And so if you don't put in proper boundaries, I can't blame somebody else. You're the person who messed up. You're the one who's married to me. You're the one who took vows. This child didn't do that. This next one didn't do that.
What I'm saying is, even if you do have boundaries, there's always going to be that doubt at the back of your mind because they've had this, they've shared this before, so it can be happening again. And just having them in that proximity will always have how you have that in the back of your mind.
Yes. And so a healthy boundary would be, don't talk to my man no more. Keep it moving.
Yeah, but we got the same church.
Yeah, we've been here 35 minutes, mate.
Yeah, we're going to keep it moving. But yeah,
What have you got the same child? What are you going to do? What have you and the worship team together?
I'm moving. We're going to a different church. Are you mean? No? I know we need to go choir practice. Nah, fam. Nah.
And in the same way, I'm moving away from this sin baby that's been caught from the infidelity.
Nah.
Anyway, we can agree to disagree, but in Jesus' name, there'll be no adultery, no babies that are not ours in our marriage.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, on either part, on us and the white either part. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Wives of our youth.
Hey.
Enjoy the
We shall drink from our own cisterns all the days of our life. Come on. We didn't need the sound effects, but
adds to the ambiance.
We vibes with it.
All right, so I want to talk to you guys about something. Right, it may seem silly, but I've actually been thinking about this for a few days now. Right, why is Peter shaking his head?
It is silly, and it's gonna still be silly.
It's not silly. It's not silly. Oh, it's a bit silly, but it's not silly. So I remember I was listening to a podcast when I think it was just you two actually. I can't remember what you were talking about. You're talking about something. And Peter said something along the lines of something like a real man stays with one woman, something along those lines.
Alright.
And I was just thinking about that. And I was just thinking about Andrew Tate, bus case soon, bruv. And I was just thinking about.
Well, what does bus case mean?
Bus case.
He got arrested, didn't he? No.
Yeah, he got arrested.
Yeah, what does bus case mean?
Bus case, I mean, sorry, he'll have the case and be free.
Why? Why should
free the man them, free the top G.
Free the man them.
Free the top G.
Why?
Mr. Producer. Because it's a conspiracy. The Matrix is out to get him. Don't you know, Peter?
His enemies are after him.
Jeez.
I hope you don't believe that.
His enemies are after him.
Free the man. Anyway.
Keep him locked up. Throw the key away.
If he's guilty, if he's not guilty, let him be free.
Fam, you sound sour.
No. That whole free Meek Mill, that free thing annoys me. Because it has nothing to do with whether or not the person was guilty. It's like, no, he's in jail. It's like, did he do the crime? If he did the crime, he should do the time.
Peter, if you went to jail, I would be saying free Peter.
If I was innocent, if I was guilty, I'd want to be in there.
I don't want you to be in there.
Yeah, but if I was guilty, I should be in there.
Yeah, he should.
Peter. I think Peter's enough of an upright guy that if he did something bad, he shouldn't have to go to prison. Nah, that's how I feel about you, Peter.
That doesn't work. That's not right.
No, that's not that kind of friend that I am, Peter. I don't want to go to prison.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Peter saying a man is this. Andrew Tate saying a man is this.
Who should you listen to?
Yeah, basically.
The guy with the Bugatti. The guy with the Kia.
Like, who gets to decide what a real man is? And is there even a definite? Because the only real definition of what a real man is a grown adult boy. That's what a real man is. That was born a boy and grew into a man. Because we have some men that are not real.
You gotta check nowadays.
Have you
got birth certificates
and stuff?
And so there'll be one side that says a real man is someone who is dedicated to one woman. He looks after his family, provides for his family, all of that. On the other side of the spectrum, you've got a real man is some guy who can get any girl that he wants. He has got financial freedom. He can buy whatever he wants. All of that. Both sound great, but a lot of the time they are conflicting lifestyles. And like, I'm not saying that I want to live one over the other, but why does doing one like I understand why the other side would think that the other side is not strong or real, because you've got a whole different set of morals and stuff. But why is there this need to say this is what a real man is? And can it even be defined? That's my question.
So
That's
I think I think masculinity and femininity is a spectrum, in that there's no one shape fits all. But in saying that, I think there's a difference between masculinity and morality.
okay.
Now, morality implies a standard, a socially accepted standard, which also then asks how are these social standards determined? Are they
Actually,
determined? Yeah.
just before you go, I just to put a disclaimer out there. Women, you don't get to decide what a real man is, so your input in this conversation is not needed.
They do.
Please
They
continue.
definitely do get to contribute.
No,
They definitely do.
we'll go on to that. For now, the men are
Yeah.
talking.
Man, small boy, sit down.
It doesn't say that, but cool.
Yeah, masculinity and femininity is a spectrum, in that there's no one size fits all. You could be this gym going guy and be masculine, or you could be the computer guy at home just typing away all day and still be masculine. It's a spectrum in that way. In terms of like how you engage with masculinity, and exactly the same with femininity. And what we're talking about now is almost more of a sense of morality, or a sense of how you engage with the world as a result of that. And morality, what I'm trying to argue is the morality and the lifestyle that we are advocating has been determined by a divine being outside of us, and we are subjecting ourselves to his standard, what he has determined to be the standard to which we ought to live by. As Jesus said, for this reason, God made them man and woman, male and female, husband and wife. And that is the standard that we've subjected ourselves to, in that one man will have one wife. And we will love our wife as Christ loves the church, that we would love her unto death. We would wash her in the word and present her to ourselves without blemish, that we are dying to ourselves that we may love her more and more daily. And that arguably is a much harder challenge than just hitting and run multiple different women just to show that you have sex appeal, arguably. And so
it depends on how you're arguing that point. Because
yeah. From a worldly perspective,
because it's not easy to smash 100 women, you know.
I mean,
it's not easy.
Arguably,
if you're not paying for it, it's very difficult.
No,
for like the average guy to be able to have sex with 100 women.
This is where the
unless you're in America.
This is where the hood in me kind of comes out. Okay, yeah, the average guy possibly.
Do you think you could smash 100 women?
I wouldn't want to.
No. Do you think you and your abilities, you and your abilities and your personality and everything, do you think in your lifetime you could hit 100?
Bro, if I wasn't in faith, I would be on that.
That's not the question. I didn't say would you do it. I said could you do it?
Yes,
could you achieve 100?
Yes, I could.
I don't think you could.
You don't think I could?
I think you get 28.
Nah. Fam, that's just over a quarter. Don't do me like that.
I think you do 28.
Don't do me like that. Bro.
I think I'd do less, but I think you do 28.
Nah, bro.
Why Peter laughing?
Bro, I reckon. I was gonna say something, but nah, I won't say it.
How can you split it into 4 and just give him over a quarter? When he said confidently that he can.
I think that's generous.
Bro, do you know what? Yeah, before I came to faith, I was moving reckless.
Are you a high value man, Moses?
Oh God.
Do you know what? If again, yeah, again, the lifestyle that I am living now is totally different from the lifestyle that I was living before I came to faith. And so right now, from the world standards, no, I'm not a high value man because man's still renting my house. I've got this 307 outside. It's not even like it's an 07 plate. Like,
Which of
no,
the
I'm
world
not.
standards are useful in the light of eternity anyway?
But these choices, the way that I'm living now, arguably every step has been one of me responding to something that I believe God is calling me to do, which has led me to this point. If I wasn't in this place, I know that the trajectory of my life would be very different. The trajectory will be very different. And so, in accordance to the world standards, no, I'm not a high value man. I'm not. And so, in terms of,
So I get in the 100 then?
Because my trajectory would have been different.
I don't know if that's enough.
My trajectory, bro.
You know what? I think Peter will be on 62.
Mad.
Oh, I don't think I'd go past 4.
And I think
I was about to say, I don't think Peter would have gone out of double digits.
I definitely wouldn't.
No. Peter would go 62, and most of his will be white women, I believe.
No.
If we're trying to get 100, that would be a strategy.
Bro, nah, my 100 would have been white women. I can't lie to you. Fam, man would just go up to the sticks. Go up to the sticks for 2 weeks, come back with 25. Yeah, fam. But, like, slag. Yeah, absolutely slag.
Smash Bros. A full effect, baby.
Bro, man would be in the gym, yeah, hench, fighter, yeah, tinted car, but, and this is the main thing is the trajectory is different. The trajectory is totally different. That lifestyle isn't appealing to me at the moment. I think one thing that I did.
You mean anymore?
Yeah, anymore.
No, not at the moment.
Anymore, facts. I think that it's people think the hardest thing to do is to love 100 different women, but it's harder to love one woman in 100 different ways.
No. I say no just because if you're going to love 100 different women, by default, you're going to have to love them 100 different ways because they're 100 different women.
Nah, not particularly.
Yeah.
Not particularly.
Didn't you see what thing he did? What's that guy's name? Buying the same perfume for his mistress and his wife. You just have a template. He just applies.
Rinse and repeat. Just like your condoms.
You patch your text messages. Do a mail merge.
You know, like that. BCC all your messages.
Just use one nickname for all of them. No, I like where Mo was going with the morality argument. I'd even go a step further to say, before you get to Christian standard, there's a morality that all people are aware of and that's intrinsic to them. that actually I think we tend to deny. And so, in all societies, you can't think of a society where a man should have any woman that he wants. He might have one woman, two women, 10 women, but there won't be a society that says he should have all and any woman that he wants. That like there's a morality that's intrinsic to us that we all somehow seem to agree on this standard of being good, that you can have your woman and I can have my woman, you can have your things and I can have my things, but we can't all have everyone's things. Like there is that. There's these standards that seem to exist that I think are intrinsic to all of us. When you look at it from that point of view, someone like an Andrew Tate that's like I haven't watched a lot of his stuff, but in the clips that I see and the sort of red pill movement, it's do whatever you want with women. Like they're almost they're almost secondary to whatever your desires are.
Yeah.
And somehow there's this understanding that that's what women want. And for you, that's what you get to do as this quote unquote high value man. You get to pay all the bills and thus do whatever you want with women. And so Andrew Tate would say something stupid like, yeah, if you're on OnlyFans, I take all the money and because I pay the bills or whatever.
He didn't say all the money.
Yeah, he did say all the money. And there's that, and she's annoying as well. That girl that goes on dates with guys, and they're always sitting in some sort of booth. And
Oh, Cheyenne.
is that Cheyenne? I don't know.
I think so.
She talks like with it. I don't know. I find her annoying, but
The light skinned, like curly hair girl.
curly hair, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's Cheyenne.
Yeah, and she's like, anyway, sorry. He's like, oh, if I'm on OnlyFans, I'm making a lot of money, and then Angela's like, no, I'll take all the money. Or you bring all the money to me, and I give you what you can spend or whatever, because I'm the man and you're my woman. I think that's stupid. I think a real man is someone that approximates closer to, in terms of the world, that standard we seem to have of that standard we seem to have of morality. So that thing that says, outside of whether or not you even believe in a God, if you hear someone's in trouble, there's your instinct to protect yourself, but there's also this smaller, quieter instinct to go and help. A real man is someone that approximate closer to that instinct, that moral sort of law that exists that suggests you go and help, in as much as that's not the best thing for your well-being, that's not the best thing for you at the time, that's the best thing for someone else. And somehow we all human beings can agree to this idea that you do the right thing even when that's not the thing that you want to do. And that sort of moral law, again, outside of religion, I think we can say the person that approximates closer to that is a real man. And that person, I don't think, is someone that treats women anyhow, if that makes sense. I say anyhow, that's me speaking in a Ghanaian way, but that's someone that treats women with respect, because, again, that moral law seems to suggest that men treat women with respect. Like, we all seem to, I can confidently say we all seem to think it's the right thing to treat a woman with respect. We all seem to have this understanding it's the right thing to not approximate the same level of aggression, violence, etc. that we would do with other men to women. You could call it sexist. I think it's almost natural. And so again, I think outside of religion, the man that approximates closer to that seemingly universal standard of morality that we all seem to have, that we all would agree to if we're being honest, that's a real man. And that's not the kind of man that Andrew Tate presents to be, or presents as an ideal.
I was also going to add, there seems to be this, from Andrew Tate's perspective anyways, especially specifically when it comes to females, because his wider narrative is different, but specifically when it comes to females, there seems to be this abandonment of discipline and self-control.
Actually, just because of that point, there seems to be a double standard, because you're expected to be disciplined and self-controlled in going to the gym and eating right and then hustling, but then you're not expected to be disciplined and controlled in terms of controlling your pants and where you go about.
And that's why I said it's specifically to females. It's like in the wider sense, it's very much just there's a level of discipline and self-control. He hates going to the gym, so he does it first thing in the morning, and it's like he's always doing it. He's always in there. You need to be disciplined. You need to put in the work. Just like, regardless whether you like it or not, put in the work. And it's like, and he also says, like he said he had his heart broken and then he just turned into this dog. So it's just like, bro, you've due to a heartache or heartbreak or whatever, you've swung the pendulum to the other extreme, and you're making all of these women suffer as a consequence of this one woman's actions. And
as if that isn't the coward's way out.
Like, you need therapy, you need healing. You don't need a whole bunch of women to fall into. And it's as a man, we can't advocate discipline and self-control in every area of our life and then exclude one.
You can't. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Antithesis of discipline.
And so if we're going to exercise self-control and discipline, then it needs to be exercised across the board. And we can't be self-indulgent when it comes to our sexuality, just flagrantly, without having any sort of boundaries and borders. It just doesn't work. And so again, it's like, as we said earlier, where it's like, drink deep from your own cistern. It's yours. Enjoy the wife of your youth. Like, she is yours and you are hers. Enjoy each other to the fullest that you can. But yeah, you might say, Peter.
The reason I say women also get to contribute to that definition is, biologically, they have to be picky. They have to choose. Like, on a biological level, throughout nature, we see you don't go for the weaker of the species. Like, the females will always go for the stronger, because that's what guarantees continuity of that species. Even if, in the case of, like, for instance, bees, when the queen bee goes and mates with a drone, the drone dies. But that drone, in having the opportunity to mate with the queen, has proven himself to be the fastest drone there is to continue that species. And so you can't, the ladies get to define, because the ladies have to biologically be choosy to ensure the continuity of the species with the best genes.
But then doesn't that mean by extension that men like Andrew Tate, who women flock to, are better men than, let's say, us mere mortals, if more women are flocking to him?
No, because I think that's indicative of two things. It's indicative of the brokenness of women. To want to be second.
You can't say women choose, and then when they choose, say they're broken.
Because they're not choosing the best.
Look at it.
No, and so this is the thing. That's why I said it's two things. No, that's why I said
okay, go. Okay.
One, the brokenness of women, and two, the misunderstanding of what a real high value man is.
So women don't know what real value man is, which is why I said they shouldn't.
Don't. Broken women don't.
Bro, you shot yourself in the foot.
No, you know how crazy you sound, Peter. You sound so crazy right now.
I don't think that women have or should have a like as much of a say in this conversation. Even in the examples that you use with bees, that decision is purely on instinct and like procreation in the most efficient way. But when it comes to humanity, that is no longer the case. There are so many factors. It's no, because right now, girls, girls will literally just have, well, not just girls, but like people are having sex for the sake. Oh yeah, I like his face. Let's go have sex. Like
But is
that's
that
it.
right? Is that right?
No, it isn't. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that there are so many factors that in the animal kingdom may not necessarily be considered.
And I focus on the biological. However, there are also factors like providing a stable home for your family, for the kid to grow up in. We understand statistically, children that grow up without a father figure, without a mother figure, with a broken home, are statistically more likely to go down the darker path than those that do. And so, in defining this high value man that women should go to, you're looking for that. You're also looking for a man that will be present to be a part of your woman's life. Now, one of the things that's become a mistake is we just think that's financial. And so you have people that will slap on child support for 18 months and it's some exorbitant amount because you're taking care of me and your baby,
Yeah.
and think that that is enough. And we know that's not enough. Statistically, it's proven it's not enough. And that's why I said it's not just the fact that the fact that women are flocking to him does not say that it's not an indication of what is right. It's a symptom of what's broken.
But my question is, why do you get to then choose what is right?
And that's why I was saying, that's why I based it on outside of religion, because we haven't even got there yet, on this universal standard that we can all agree to, this intrinsic moral law that seems to be present in every human being. That's why I can go to that and objectively say that would suggest what a real man is, and women aren't going for that.
I don't think I would agree.
Because by my estimation, there's a lot of brokenness in women.
I think that
And men, but yeah.
it feels like there's a lot of, I don't want to say false morality. Yes, I think that in the world there is and has always been false morality. Like there's the ideal of morality that people say that they stand by, but then there's what is reality in real life.
I'm not talking what they say they do. I'm talking what we seem to know we should do. I'm suggesting there is a standard of morality that all human beings are aware of and understand they should obey, but actually end up not obeying.
No, I don't think I agree. I think that humans operate in the level of morality that they believe is moral. So I think that women that will go and sleep with a guy because he's got a pretty face, to them that's a moral thing to do. They don't know any better than that because that's what they believe is a good thing to do.
That's the current behavior. That's the current behavior with slut walks and stuff like that. And I think
No,
that's a
because-
symptom
no.
of the brokenness.
All throughout history, I haven't been around for that long, but from what has been shown on TV and movies and stuff, given a chance,
A very accurate description of history.
Not good sources. Not good sources.
given the chance, a woman will sleep with a man if he's seen as desirable, and I think that you can even see that in someone like. Actually, I don't know if I want to use that as an example, so I won't. But yeah, throughout history, men will sleep with whoever they can sleep with. Women will gravitate towards what they find desirable. And
Yes, but then when they used to do that, and if we're going back in time, there was a very big need for marriage before sleeping with someone, because that provided stability for the consequences. Now there's a lot more.
then there are also
there's a lot
laws
less
against
consequence.
that because people were not conforming to that anyway.
What do you mean?
So like the woman caught in adultery, she was in that culture where marriage was a big thing, but she still committed adultery. So what am I trying to say? So like this idea of men and women sleeping around has been around even since biblical times. Like even was it the Church of Corinth that Paul had to say you guys need to chill with like all the sleeping with your dad's wife and all of that.
I'm suggesting that we've always intrinsically known it's wrong.
But I don't think we have. Even going back to Sodom and Gomorrah, I think those guys thought it was great and amazing to be able to want to sleep with those two angels. I don't think they thought that was bad. I thought in their eyes they were justified to have that desire, and that's why they went to go and do that. I don't think I don't think they did it out of spite to be cruel. They thought this is what I desire, and if this is what I desire, I should be able to go out for what I desire.
Do you think that they thought by what's presented? Do you think that they were surprised by Lot's response?
I don't know if they thought too deeply about it.
I mean, they wanted lots. They wanted a lot as well. But what I was gonna say is, yeah, I think, in as much as I hear you, Peter, and yes, there is this sense of innate or intrinsic morality that should,
An idealized morality.
but I feel like there is also the reality of being desensitized by the environment, but also our morality is often shaped by the environments in which we grow up in.
I don't think that, however, constitute much of a real difference, to be honest.
There is, so it's like,
well,
if someone grows up in a household where their mom is bringing in multiple men on a regular basis, they then may just grow up thinking, oh, this is just what happens. Obviously, they may see the implications on their mum and realize that their mum's not happy and blah 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 and this and that. Or if they're raised in a domestic violent environment, and these are situations where the environment is altered from a very young age, and so from childhood you're seeing depictions of life in your household which isn't necessarily normal. Then your perception of morality is warped before you've even been able to conceive of something. There may be this innate sense of this shouldn't be happening, but there isn't almost this sense of what is the alternative. And what you do see as the alternative on TV or whatever almost just seems like a pipe dream. It seems like it's far-fetched or it's unrealistic because it's something that you haven't. It's an idealized state. And so, yes, I do recognize that there is an intrinsic thing, because even Paul was able to say I think it's in Romans, those who are outside of the law and contrary to the law, but still still adhering to the law, are going to condemn those who have the law and didn't stick to it. Because they were able to intrinsically know it. And even when it says, what's it?
Doesn't it say that we all have the law etched on our hearts or something like that? So we have like at least a subconscious understanding of.
And it also it also mentions in terms of the visible things shine light on the invisible creator, and so there's almost this sense of like this otherness, there's something above us that is governing us. And so yes, I do agree in that there is this thing, but I also recognize in our brokenness that can be impaired in so many different ways, and so it isn't acted upon. And so I would be hesitant to give women much of a say in terms of what makes a real man, in the same way that I would be hesitant on giving men much of a say as to what makes a real woman. But we may have what is desirable for us in a woman.
Yes, but here's the thing: if we're talking like the continuity of a species. We're talking women not have to, but a woman wants to. Again, there is nuance, but the woman, by choosing their sexual partner, is taking the bigger risk. You have sex and you finish, you're done. She has sex and you finish. She potentially could get pregnant. If she does, that's 9 months of her life. Now, there's easily accessible abortions, cool, but that's 9 months of her life, 18 years of her life that she's now beholden to this child. She bears that consequence. Yes. Thus, it makes sense to me that she should be picky in who she chooses.
Yes.
In her being picky who she chooses, you as a man want to be of the kind of woman that she would choose. Now, I'm not talking about the majority of women. I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about what we would consider to be a good and sensible woman. I'm saying a good and sensible woman would want to provide a safe place for her child. And again, I'm using this example because I think this example is universal to the human species. This is how we continue. And so, a good and sensible woman would want a male that would be a partner in raising this potential child and provide a house that this potential child can flourish in. And that woman, I think, I think a good man would want to be the kind of woman the kind of man that woman picks.
But I think,
And in doing that, she contributes to that definition of what a good man should be, because that's what a good woman would go for. In the same way, I would want a woman like my wife that would be a good influence on our child, would be able to invest in our child, would be able to take care of our child. And in doing so, I'm contributing to the definition of a good woman. Now, again, I'm not saying this maybe universally, all women should aspire to this, but I think that there is an element of contribution of either one on what we consider what should be good, because the other one has to pick.
I don't think that definition and contribution are the same thing, though, because just because you have an idea of what a good woman is, doesn't mean that that's what a good woman is. If that makes sense. So it's like, even though like all three of us, our morals are kind of we've got some like similar wavelength
What do you mean, kind of?
in most areas.
Yeah, but we've got a different baseline. We've got the Bible as a baseline. Hopefully,
we've got
something else. So I'm trying to make an argument for universal sort of thing.
But I'm saying even with the Bible as our baseline, what we all define a good woman as, and the attributes we go for, or that attract us in a quote unquote good woman, will be different.
Absolutely, yeah.
And just because we've gone through it, and we've made our choice and we decided this is what I'm going to go with, us making that choice doesn't then mean that that's what a good woman is.
Yes, but then there are elements of all of our wives that are the same.
But just there are. But
there are uniquenesses, and there are of course very different characteristics that we all would individually pick. But there's an underlying definition of good that they all fit.
Yes, but I'm saying there are other definitions that may not be encompassed within our wives that would still fall under the definition of good, if that makes sense.
That will still find a lowest common, least common, no, highest common factor. Denominator, that one. I haven't done maths in a while.
Do you know? And I hear you. I do hear you. There are some base qualities. There are some base qualities that are desirable in a partner, like emotionally available, like a random one, emotionally available.
No, now, that's a hard one. Pick an easier one.
No.
Pick an easier one.
Emotionally available, but emotionally available to Peter might be different from emotionally available to me or to you. Emotionally available to Peter may just be, oh yeah, how's your day? Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was fun. This and that. Cool. Boom. Like, ting done. To me, it may be, no, you pick up every time I call you. you know like that. Like,
you're an abuser, bro.
Like, and again, it's like there's the baseline, but then there's almost two different
expressions of
it. And so, and this is where the nuance kind of comes in. And again, like freedom of choice, free will, where God has given us the ability to choose, where we may value X over Y or Y over X. And this is where the nuance kind of comes into it. And I think the danger of a widely defined or a defined notion of masculinity or femininity by the other gender is that there will be. I will advocate for what I desire, not necessarily what should be a baseline. So I may be like, yo, femininity, back off. If you ain't got a back off, you ain't feminine.
If you ain't got back off, back off.
But we know that that is not the definition of femininity.
Yes, but then that's so we have to look for a baseline. We have to look for a if I guess maybe what I should have said is if we're contributing to anything, there has to be a baseline that we understand that we are targeting or that we can take notes from.
And I think what I'm trying to say.
But the baselines were always like subjective.
The subjectivity makes it so. From a subjective perspective, men most likely will have a different definition of what is desirable in masculinity than females.
I guess the question there is what's important. Is the what's important is the masculinity that men consider real masculinity important, or the masculinity that women consider real masculinity that's important?
It's the third option.
Mm-hmm.
It's the masculinity that women don't know that they actually want.
Misogynist. So someone gave me a good example.
It's crazy.
Someone gave me a good example. Someone said, you know, like super bodybuilders, big muscles, like super strong. That's appreciated by other guys. It's not for the ladies. That's for other guys.
Bro.
And so the question then is, and then you understand why it makes sense that some of the steroids you take to get there, you know, you're strong up here, but not in the other arm. That's important. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean is that okay, you want to say that women don't have a say in this, but unless you are, you know, an alphabet person, I think a woman's opinion is important.
So, I'm saying I'm saying a woman will say she wants you to be in touch with your emotions. Be in touch too much, or what she defines too much, she's gone. You're what she said you wanted.
It's what she defines as too much. Again, there's that nuance and there's that thing. But she might go, and then the next woman will come from and be like, this is the right amount for me.
But then I guess we can all agree that no one wants you to be a robot with no emotions.
No.
Some do. Some women want you to choke them and thump them up in that.
That's not emotions.
Girls like the guy stoic, but then they want to be the only ones that the guy will cry around.
Which is not a bad thing.
And then they call up their versions and be like, yo, the guys on my shoulder crying.
Look, let's stop using some of these terms. Toxic and all of this.
It's toxic. Toxic femininity.
Terms for nonsense.
Toxic femininity.
What I'm saying is we're almost at like an hour 20, yeah?
We literally are. The toxic topic.
But it has to be. It's a community, and we need community to survive, and so there has to be some overlap. But I guess when Robert was saying women aren't allowed, but Peter was saying women are allowed, I think I'm more inclined with Peter after all of this conversation. But from the perspective of the female's perspective cannot be the dominant perspective of what masculinity is.
Fair enough.
It cannot be the dominant.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that the problem is if you allow a woman to have her say. No.
You need to stretch your sentence.
It sounds crazy, right? But if you allow yourself to be swayed by what a woman says, then you'll be swaying forever because every woman is different. Even one woman, her opinion on something can sway 10 times in a year, and so you'll forever be chasing an ideal that
Dude, you're speaking in
But
such
that's
generalities, man.
yeah, no, but here's the thing, yeah. But that's if your standard of evaluation is external. If you do
Even.
not have if you do not have an internal grounding. So, for example, if there are a bunch of different martial arts in the world, every martial art will have a different form. If you're just trying to do martial art for the sake of doing martial arts and you walk into a different gym every day, there's going to be a different form that is presented to you on a daily basis. And so you're not necessarily going to know what is right form, what is wrong form. But if you're like, yo, this is the gym that I want to train at. Now, even within that gym, there may be different instructors who will have slight nuances in the way that they do things. One might prefer you to kick this way or lift your leg up a bit higher. Another person might say, "Oh, nah, like your kick's okay." But in terms of the fundamental kata or whatever it is, there's unity in the way that they understand the kata, but there may be differences in the way that they want to see it fleshed out. Now, you can either succumb to that, and because you've come to this gym, you're learning this kata and you're learning from these people. If you're going to disregard whatever they're saying, then you're not going to learn this martial art. But as you get to develop it, then you're able to almost understand the way that your body works within this martial art and do things that is a bit more akin to you. And so in the same way with women, with every single woman that you meet, it's like a different dojo. And they're going to have, it's a different dojo and they're going to have different things that they want to work with. But the more that you get to train, the more that you get to understand your body, the way that you work, the more that you get to recognize, nah, you know what? BJJ ain't for me. It might be boxing. And then that then narrows the scope of what you're looking at. And then even when you're looking at boxing gyms, you might recognize that, yo, this Mr. Miyagi done, I'm not on this wax on, wax off stuff. I'm just trying to punch up people. And so that again narrows what you're doing. And so, yes, I understand that there are nuances and differences, but that is if we're not understanding who we are, even in the midst of these frameworks in which we're growing up in. If that makes sense.
And with that, I actually even want to then bring it down to the truth, because there is a truth. There is a objective, undeniable, underlying truth to all of this, which is God and the fact that God has designed things a certain way. People might not agree now, fine. When the trumpet blows, they will have to. So I don't really care about that side, but there is a definition of what a man should be that God defines. Those that he wants to work as deacons and elders, he says, should be men of one wife, having control of their family, being a leader. That's a good man. A man that, as the Bible says, loves his wife.
Say that was a good
Christ
man.
loved the
Who said
church.
that's a good leader?
Sorry?
He didn't say that's the definition of a good man.
Yes, but then that's the kind of man that will love as Christ loved the church. And that's what men are supposed to do. Love their wives as Christ loved the church. Yeah. Argue with that verse. Heathen.
I was arguing that you were taking the verse out. God, that's crazy.
I know. I know. And that's where ultimately I think Andrew Tate, all of these red pill nonsense things are just ending up being perversions of broken, sad men that have been hurt and didn't know how to process their emotions and like, oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna love again. I'm just gonna smash and dash. And okay, fine, do you? And when you get before the Father,
25 Bugattis.
Yeah, and you get before the Father, see how fast your Bugatti takes you to hell. So, yeah.
I've decided that we're going to have a part 2 of this conversation.
You've decided.
So Peter.
How masculine of you.
Bring some guests for next week. We'll have another men's forum episodes.
Oh, allow it.
Hey, try to see if you can get Pip on.
I was even thinking you should get Pip on. I think it'd be good.
Pip,
yeah. We'll talk about what is a real Christian man. No, what is the Christian version of a real man? And we'll break it down.
What is the true version of a real man?
Because Christian men can be different and they can still be real. As long as they were born Male.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, this has been good. I've enjoyed this conversation. A nice one to start the year off. Starting off strong, masculine,
Kind
strong.
of heavy to start off
Yeah.
with, but hey,
An hour and a half deep, you know.
It's good.
easy.
It's good. It's good. Let's keep it going.
Cool.
Hookups.
Can I go first?
You can.
Blood Origin.
I heard that was
So-
trash.
Oh, you know what? Now you're making me insecure because I've only watched one episode, and I'm liking it. So that's gonna be my disclaimer. The Witcher, Blood Origin.
Yes, I
I'm
knew
one
I heard
episode
it.
in. I'm one episode in. I mean, it's got Michelle Yeoh in it, and I think she's dope. But yeah, and I like the Witcher lore. I like the way they world build. I like the things that they're doing. So if it's wrong, I'll come back next week and I'll raise my hands and I'll say, "Yo, it was a stupid hookup."
The Rotten Tomato score is less.
I don't go by Rotten Tomatoes. I
I
go by
do.
Rotten Tomatoes. Nah, I find them. I don't know. I don't go by it at all. I know it's.
I don't go
know
by the
it's more
critic score. I go by
democratic,
by the
the
audience
viewer.
score.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And
If
the
I'm watching
audience score is
something,
bad. I've never seen one this low before.
I don't think I've ever agreed with a Rotten Tomato score on anything I've watched. Like the audience thing. I don't think
Really?
I've ever watched. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're disagreeable by nature.
I don't think so.
Case in point.
I disagree. Anyway, yeah. The Witcher. I have heard that is rubbish, but I was always gonna watch it. So, The Witcher: Blood Origin.
Hey, nah, that's mad.
What happened?
I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato score.
Hey,
Yeah, I'll go
I'm
next.
more than happy to admit I was
From what
wrong.
I've heard, don't watch it if you're a fan of the Witcher books and games and stuff.
Doesn't
don't
matter
watch
if you're a
Witcher
fan of the series.
No, well, I don't know, but
Yeah.
if you like the source material, avoid it.
Okay.
That's what I've heard. I don't watch The Witcher, so I don't know. Moses, would you like to go
my
next?
thing next. Mine is an album by an artist called Little Sims.
Jeez.
Yeah. Little Sims. Her latest project, she dropped it at the end of last year called No Thank You. Bro, bars.
Is that? No.
She's a British female rapper.
Yeah,
Was that with
yeah.
J. Cole?
No, so it's an album. So this
Did she
one's
do
an
anything
album.
with J. Cole?
I don't know. Not in
There's
this.
a
Not
British
in this
girl that
one.
did something with J. Cole.
Yeah.
kinda
Not
cool.
yeah. Not her. But this one, Little Sims, No Thank You. Yeah, like the beats, the flow, the cadence, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's bare explicit and stuff though, so just be warned. Every song is explicit.
It's okay. We're married men. We're used to the explicit.
Hey.
My hookup is a YouTube channel, Dear Modern.
Dear Modern.
Yeah. He's this guy that teaches people how to feng shui their rooms and stuff.
Joe, I was watching that
been
today, you
suggested
know?
to me as well. Yeah.
I was watching that today still.
Yeah, he's funny, and so it's like on his shorts, people will like show their room, and he will show them how to make it more balanced and stuff.
Yeah.
And then on the long videos, he shows how you can just make your room better by making small changes. But yeah, that's it. Shout out to Ruth for the intro outro music, Calvin Turner for the Audrey and Mays logo. Find us on Twitter at The Furnace UK, Instagram at TBS Furnace. You can email us at tbsfurnace@gmail.com. You can find us at soundcloud.com/Black Furnace, no apostrophe. On all good podcast websites and apps, the Black Furnace with no apostrophe. And that's it. So, this is the Blacksmith Furnace signing out. Blah.